Hey folks, what's up? This is Andy from the Music Emporium.
Adam from the Music Emporium.
We're going to run down a really special collection of guitars from our friends at Collings today. These were built for this year's NAMM show. Every year, as they do in accordance with the show, Collings will produce kind of a limited special collection of guitars, things that are a little off-menu, customized with special materials. We've got mostly acoustics and one really special electric we're going to talk to you about today.
Definitely one of the coolest guitars in this collection. This is an OM3 with beautiful sinker mahogany for the back and sides. And the cool thing about this one is the top is actually made out of reclaimed Alaskan spruce that was reclaimed from actually a fish trap that's about 100 years old, made out of kind of large spruce planks. And they were able to sort of reclaim that and repurpose it into the top of this guitar. So super old wood, sounds amazing, and also just a really cool story to go along with that. This one also has just really beautiful kind of custom engraved inlays, sort of banjo inspired, if you will. But again, just like a really neat kind of detail and something that, as Andy said, is totally off menu for Collings. This is not a guitar you could call up and just order. Complete one-off with some really cool elements to it.
Sticking with the theme of reclaimed Alaskan spruce, we have a beautiful little 002H here, and the special thing about this guitar is really the wood as well. The top might actually look torrefied on camera. It's definitely got sort of that like suntanned look that you see a torrefied top having. This as well is reclaimed Alaskan Sitka spruce, not necessarily from a fish trap, but
yes,
definitely from Alaska.
Yeah.
Back and sides on this guitar are Bastogne walnut, which is something Collings doesn't normally offer as a tone wood upgrade for backs and sides, but they happen to have at least one really nice set right now and use it to pair with the reclaimed Alaskan spruce. Definitely warm sounding guitar.
Yeah, and the wood on this is really, walnut can look a lot of different ways. This is a really pretty set. There's lots of kind of color variation going on in it, and great sounding as well.
Yeah, walnut is, I was playing it for a few minutes before we shot the video. Walnut's kind of in the mahogany vein, like a very woody kind of direct sound, coupled with the really old growth reclaimed spruce. If you're one of those people who is looking for a small bodied Collings and says, I want like kind of the warmer sounding one, I don't like that typical like sort of like, brighter, punchier sound, this one would be well worth an investigation.
Another very cool guitar here. This is an OM, and this has just really gorgeous set of cocobolo for the back and side. Again, this is a wood that Collings doesn't build with that frequently. It sort of comes and goes. It's kind of an off-menu option, and when we do get it, it can vary quite a bit in terms of how it looks. This is probably on the little bit lighter side. It can be super straight and almost purplish. This has some really nice red, and I love how they kept the sapwood highlight in here. So just a really nice detail. This wood probably, if you're thinking sonically about it, is going to be kind of in the rosewood family. It has that kind of like low end response, big kind of bassy, kind of powerful sounding guitar. The top of this guitar is German spruce. It's also a short scale guitar, and obviously has a kind of cutaway here as well. We get a lot of requests for cutaways. Something we don't get a ton of Collings with that feature, and this is definitely an exceptional one to kind of feature that. So.
And we typically do the German top with cocobolo on a Collings guitar. It tends to have, a really lush, colorful kind of sound, almost the polar opposite of that last guitar we were talking about, where that's kind of warm, dry. This is probably for the player who wants that really detailed, really shimmery kind of, lush, powerful sound from an OM. The biggest guitar, the only dreadnought of the bunch actually. This is a D41 traditional, keeping with the theme of we don't see many of these from Collings. The pearl trimmed traditional series guitars are pretty few and far between. They take a very long time to produce, so we don't ever have really a meaningful inventory of these kinds of things. Understated, very understated. Again, the only difference between a 41 and a 42 as far as the cosmetics are concerned is that on a 41, the pearl does not go around the edge of the fingerboard extension. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. It has the full pearl top perimeter, pearl rosette. This guitar has the 42 style
torch
snowflakes on the fingerboard and the torch on the headstock. Super classy, pretty understated look considering the amount of bling that's on the guitar.
Yeah, absolutely. The 41's kind of a cool one if you don't want be quite as in your face with the bling, but
Right.
it's still super elegant and yeah, kind of a special instrument. Technically not really part of the NAMM collection, but it just came in and it's so cool. And it's an electric, so we kind of want to get some love for the electrics in there and feature this one as well. This is an I-30 LC, aged jet black finish. The really cool stuff about this one that we don't see a lot of is the gold hardware, which just looks really great with the black. And this one also features Ron Ellis pickups in it, which is a request. We don't get a ton of Collings in with those pickups. They're some of our favorite pickups out there. They sound great. I find whenever we post an electric with these pickups, it tends to vanish right off of our website.
Yep.
Definitely worth a look for this one for sure if you're thinking about a Collings semi-hollow.
Yeah, super rare guitar. Selfishly being from Boston, I'm thinking Bruins right away. Black and gold, go bees. Even like the gold pole piece screws and the pickups. I don't know if we've ever had a Ron Ellis dog ear P90 guitar in the store before. I was thinking about that. We might have had one at one point.
We might have had. Oh, I would say it's in the 1 to 2 if we've
Yeah.
had any, but not many.
Super, super rare. And yeah, it just looks absolutely amazing in person.
Yeah, Bixby's super cool as well.
Oh, indeed it is.
Yeah.
We have this beautiful looking little 01 12 fret. Not a traditional, a standard series 01 12 fret with the Style 1 Sunburst. Happens to be a really, really good looking one. Maybe a little bit darker around the edges than a normal Style 1 Sunburst. A little bit more red amber kind of around the edge.
Yeah.
The highlight of this one, in most people's opinion, is probably the super curly flamed mahogany back and sides.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Again, not the kind of thing that we could necessarily get all the time, even if we wanted to. This is a really, really nice set, kind of a deep dive into the woodlocker, I'm sure, for those guys.
Yeah.
And when we have had instruments like this in the past, the softer, curly wood, figured wood tends to make a warmer sounding guitar than if this had your traditional kind of like straight grained mahogany. And after playing this one for a few minutes before we shot today, I had the same thought as I had when I was talking about the 002H earlier. If you're looking for that small bodied guitar, small bodied Collings that has, you know, a warmer than usual sound, warmer than you'd expect one of these to have, this one would be well worth a look too. It's a single O instead of a double O, so maybe even a little comfier, a little bit more kind of balanced and sparkly sounding than the double O will be. But the figured mahogany and the Sitka top really do give it a warm, fundamental sound that's pretty captivating, honestly, to sit with. I think that about wraps it up for the 2023 Collings NAMM collection. Guys, if you're digging this content, please do wallop that like button, give it a little slap, slap, slap. Subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions about any one of these guitars, you can get in touch with us, the link in the description. Although we haven't recorded proper demos for them to include with this video, we'd be happy to demo them for you privately over the computer, Zoom, phone call, whatever you like. Just get in touch with us. We're easy to find. Until next time, Andy from the Music Emporium.
Adam, the Music Emporium.
See you later.
Thanks
Peace.
for watching.